ようやくお前たちに少し興味が出てきたところだったんだがな。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 heartbreaking anime villain scenes. For this list, we're going over the moments in anime where villains had a real rough time of it, and for whatever reason, managed to invoke sympathy from us. We're supposed to be rooting for your end. Why are you hitting us in the feels? Which bad guy has you welling up? Let us know in the comments, and if there's an anime list you want to see, go to my Twitter at AshJBo and let me know. Number 10, Kuzuki and Casta. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Theirs was a love not meant to be, at least according to Archer, who decided to skewer them with enough swords to turn them into a pincushion. Despite one being a seemingly emotionless statue of a man, and the other one of Greek mythology's most infamous witches, the two formed a genuine bond. As genuine as one could expect in a bloodbath like the Holy Grail War. Too bad they never got a chance to see if a human and heroic spirit are biologically compatible, on account of Archer cutting their union short. Number 9, Yukio Oikawa, Digimon Adventure 02. Be honest, just one look at this guy and you're already getting creep vibes. Not helped by the fact that Oikawa's whole master plan involved using children as catalysts for his long-sought desire to travel to the digital world.
And now, my little children, all together! Boys and girls, let's go to the digital world!
Boys and girls.
Yeah, weird, we know. Then yet, the man still got a redemption arc all to himself. Used as a puppet by Myotismon, driven by the grief of losing his dearest friend, desperate to hold on to that one last shred of innocence he had left.
Look, Hiroki, can you see it? It's the digital world we were supposed to visit together!
He didn't even get to cross over into the digital world before he got himself deleted.
On to your optimism, your dreams, and especially your friends, Cody. Perhaps if I had been more like you, I could have had adventures too.
Number 8, Verg, Blue Submarine number 6. It's not every day you feel sad for a hulking, monstrous shark man with daddy issues, but it just goes to further elaborate how there really are no winners in war. Following from the death of his beloved father/creator, the big bad admiral of Zorndike has a full-on meltdown. Like a traumatized child, all Verg can do is scream and try to make his way home, crying out for his papa all the while before the sea swallows him whole. It is not a pleasant watch. Number 7, Tomura Shigaraki, My Hero Academia. We all knew that the murderous adolescent with a fetish for hands and scarring himself was going to have a majorly messed up backstory. We just didn't know it would be this upsetting. After his quirk activates without warning, Shigaraki loses everything he loves in a single night. His dog, his mother, his sister, his grandparents, all are turned to dust thanks to his innate ability to decay all he touches.
すごく悪いヴィランが僕らを狙ってるんだと思った。モンちゃんが崩れたの。
The last to go is his abusive father, who ended up suffering the full weight of Shigaraki's pent-up aggression, and in doing so, cements the birth of Hero Society's greatest nightmare.
父に触れた。途方もない快感が全身を貫いて。
Number 6, Mio Takano, Higurashi When They Cry. It's worth noting that right from the get-go, this nurse is batshit insane. The figure responsible for most of the horror found in early arcs, Takano is all about proving her adoptive father's research and doesn't care who she has to traumatize or experiment on in order to make that a reality.
リカは生きていたのよ。終末作戦の実行は可能だわ。
サンサ、このゲームはうちらの負けです。往生際の悪さは互いの得になりませんね。
Her actions are atrocious, she's a deplorable person, and yet we can't help but feel tinges of sadness when we see her break down when it all comes undone.
ここには人類の未来の可能性が。
そんなこと誰も信じとらんですよ。
As every chance that her time spent at the abusive orphanage is what really pushed her over the edge. Let's just agree that in this timeline, we can just about stomach her existence. Number 5. Hadler. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. Something of a transcendent villain, Hadler's arc from original Dark Lord all the way to complex and empathetic soul was so well done that he practically outshone Dai and company. Despite losing to the Dragon Knight during their final bout, Hadler went out of his way to protect those he once swore to destroy after a surprise attack from Kilvern.
今ここにいるのは私の知っている魔王ハドラーとは
Rather than sneak away to fight another day, Hadler chooses to die as a being of honor, in the arms of his eternal nemesis no less. Boss move.
俺の命と引き換えに俺がかつて奪った大切なものをお前たちに返してくれた。その上俺の死に場所をこの男の腕の中にしてくれるとはな。
Number 4. Zabuza Momochi. Naruto. The first major villain that the Whiskered Shinobi took on turned out to be a cut above the rest in hindsight. Aside from a merciless killer and master of making it rain blood, Zabuza's unique relationship with Haku revealed that beneath all the rage and murder, he had a softness to him.
この子もう死んでる。
Sure, he was far from what you would consider a good man, but he nonetheless cared for his young charge, to such an extent he began to regret his actions. If only because they would deny them the chance to be reunited after he too crossed over.
お前と同じところに生きてえな。
Why, who's crying? We've just got Gato's guts in our eyes. Number 3. Greed. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. He was the personification of avarice, driven only by his desire to obtain all he could for his own worldly wants. And yet, come his demise, Greed willingly gave it all up to protect the irreplaceable treasures that were his newfound friends. Having grown close to Ling and learning to see beyond his sinful persona, Greed chooses to stick it to his tyrannical daddy, sacrificing his life essence in order to leave father vulnerable. Who would have thought Greed is good?
もう十分だもう何にもいらねえやじゃあな魂の友よ
Number 2. Meruem. Hunter x Hunter. The Chimera Ant King came into the world as a killer, the strongest of his kind, and without any sense of camaraderie to speak of. Nothing more than an automaton that wanted to turn all of humanity into feed for his people. But then he made a friend, learned how to play next level checkers, and discovered meaning in fighting to protect those that you care for.
私がこんなに幸せでいいのでしょうか
Despite killing a fair few hunters and civilians over a short lifespan, Meruem still learned to value life, especially his bestie Komugi. You will believe an insectoid with genocidal ambitions or make you weep over their death.
おやすみなさいメルエム
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Gyutaro and Daki, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. For decades, this deadliest of duos victimized and slaughtered their way through the entertainment district unchallenged, fueled by the bitterness of their former lives and their newfound power as members of the Upper Moon.
ノロマのふぬけ役立たず醜い声や要望をあざけられ汚いと言って石を投げられた
There's no denying that Daki is a brat who kills out of jealousy, and Gyutaro is a monster who takes great enjoyment in playing with his victims. But then we learned where it all came from. Surprise, surprise, their lives as humans sucked. Abandoned and beaten, tormented and treated abhorrently, it's easy to see how a brother and sister could be driven to becoming demons.
俺たちは二人なら最強だ寒いのも腹ペコなのも全然へっちゃら
Hence why we couldn't help but feel such sorrow for them as they walked into hell together following their fall, together to the end. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.